In today's video, we're going to tackle the New York Giants and a potential mock draft. Find out who I have them taking next. What's going on, guys? I'm Matt O'Leary back with another video, and for today's topic, we're going to discuss the New York Giants and a potential 7-round mock draft. Well, let's take a look, but before we get started, I just want to mention that you should follow me on social media at Matt O'Leary NY, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram to get you started. Now, let's start with the pick that everyone's going to be most excited about, the number 2 overall pick. Who do the Giants take? Do they go quarterback? Do they go running back? Do they go offensive guard? I personally feel that with the number 2 pick, drafting an offensive guard, Quentin Nelson, or a running back, aka Saquon Barkley, is an insane waste of a pick at that value. I am taking a quarterback at 2, especially when the best one in the class is going to be available. Josh Rosen from UCLA must be the New York Giants pick. It makes too much sense. Eli Manning maybe, at most, has 1 year left. At the very most. Let Rosen sit behind him for a year, and then he'll be ready to take over the reins in 2019. Let's talk about some of his stats. He had 26 TDs to 10 interceptions this past year, 3,756 yards, and a 62.6 completion percentage. Many view him as the best quarterback in this draft class, and if he's there at 2, it would be a huge mistake for the Giants to pass on him because their crosstown rivals, the Jets, are sitting right behind them at 3. That's why I think the Giants are going to be even more pressured to take a quarterback, just so that they can't pass on one and then have that franchise caliber guy go to the New York Jets at 3. It would be disastrous. I think we see both New York teams take a quarterback, and for me, I think Josh Rosen's the pick, and it makes a lot of sense for the Giants. He's a traditional pocket passer, just like Eli Manning is, and he could perfectly be passed the reins on to him. And I think he'll be ready to go in 2019. You probably could start him in 2018 if you really wanted to, but I think Eli is going to stick around for one more year because Dave Gettleman has pretty much made it perfectly clear that he feels confident in him going forward. In round 2, I have them taking an offensive guard. See, much better value in the second round. Will Hernandez from UTEP. The Giants have a new look offensive line going. They already made a couple changes, signing a left tackle and a left guard. Now this can slot in. Hernandez could slot right in on the right side even. Or you could flip-flop the guard situation. Either way, he could start from day one. That's the point. A new look, new vamped offensive line is exactly what the Giants are going for, and Hernandez seems like a good pick. This draft has a lot of good depth guys in the mid to late rounds, and I think it makes sense for the Giants, who struggle so much on their offensive line, to add one of these players. Hernandez should be able to step in right away, like I said, and he has a high ceiling as a starter. So, again, good value in the second round there. In round number 3, I am taking a cornerback, mostly because I'm not sold on Eli Apple going forward, but we'll get to him in a second. Mike Hughes from UCF. Again, I'm not sold on Eli Apple, and I'm taking a player with some upside in this spot. Hughes didn't play a whole lot in college. He played at North Carolina in 2015, got kicked out of the school, so he has to play in community college in 2016, and then at UCF last year, he put up a nice season. But I know there's a little bit of a red flag, but he's extremely talented. That's why I think he falls to round 3. If he played 3 years in a row, I think this is a guy who can go in either one of the first 2 rounds. He had 4 interceptions last year, 11 passes deflected, and he could slot in as your number 2 corner. Again, I don't trust Eli Apple, especially after his performance last year, so I would be willing to draft the corner in round 3. In round 4, I think the Giants have to address a position they really haven't for the last half a decade, the running back. I'm going with Nick Chubb from Georgia. I like his counterpart, Sony Michel, a little bit better than Nick Chubb, but he's probably more of a round 2 product. Whereas Chubb, in the 4th round, I think is fantastic value because I think he could be a starter in this league. Yes, the New York Giants signed Jonathan Stewart, but he's 30 years old. He's not a long-term answer, and I don't like that signing to begin with. Chubb is, in the 4th round, like I said, is good value. He rushed for 1,345 yards and 15 touchdowns last year at Georgia. I saw on NFL.com his player comparison was to Alfred Morris, And I could see that in a way. I see Chubb as average starting running back. He doesn't do anything too flashy, but I think he just gets the job done. He's okay. He's average, and I think that's fine for the Giants. I mean, when was the last time they had a good running back duo? 2012, 2011. It's been a long time for this Giants team. I think even though they have guys like Shane Vereen, Orleans Darkwa, and Paul Perkins, again, none of those guys have really carry a workload. I'm willing to part ways with some of those guys who are older anyway for a rookie in Nick Chubb. And in round 5, the last Giants pick, because they made some trades, I'm going with a wide receiver, Jamon Moore from Missouri. Brandon Marshall, again, on the older side. I would like to see Sterling Shepard get into a number 2 receiver role, and I think this guy Moore has a little bit of potential. Had 65 receptions for 1,082 yards and 10 touchdowns. He had back-to-back years of over 1,000 yards in his junior and senior years. Why not take a flyer on a 5th-round guy like this? Again, you're taking a little bit of a risk in these like 5th, 6th, 7th rounds. The Giants don't have any 6th or 7th round picks, so might as well go for a skill position and hope you hit. He probably won't have much of a role on the team this year, and it's going to be a little bit of a project, but wide receiver depth can never hurt. So again, I have them picking quarterback, running back, wide receiver. So the 3 skilled positions they're hitting on. They're adding some depth to their offensive line, and they're going with corner. I like all those moves if I'm the New York Giants, and that's what I would be doing. I know I'm probably going to get some slack in the comments for passing on the potential of Saquon Barkley, but I can't pass on a quarterback or 2. You just can't do it. If you like the video, please subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and once again, I'm Matt O'Leary. We will see you next time.